Moses Kuria supervised and orchestrated my abduction and delivered me to the hands of Betty Minor, the women rep for Muranga. She is the one who personally shaved me, stripped me naked, squeezed my private parts, took humiliating photos of me. I identified her and asked her by name, Betty Uraje Kogwoneki. And she was very scared about it. At the time of abduction, I was with these two friends of mine. His name is Harun. He was our driver for the day. And here is Crossed, a friend of mine whom we go way back. We were abducted at around 7:02 in the evening. We were just driving around Olkarau town. However, after my recollections of the events of the day and the previous day, I have come to realize that I actually survived the abductions almost some 20 hours earlier. On Thursday, at around 11:45, I remember that evening we had dinner with Shaban Geshohe, Wamboi Nyoto, a friend of mine by the name Garoya from Gatondo North, JJ Morege. We had dinner on Thursday evening and left a Nyamachoma eatery joint called Makuti at around 11:45. Then my friend, this guy here, his name is Joroge, and I and Garuya and another guy by the name Ben decided to shift to a different location and have one more beer for the road. However, I decided to enter a hotel in town called 818 and say hi to a friend and have a small talk. I have gone to that 818 hotel and I have reviewed the CCTV footage for that evening. At around 11:58 in the PM, that is when I entered 818 hotel. However, I did not realize I'm being trailed. Right behind me is a Subaru, a gray Subaru. That around three guys, one hooded and two others, very huge, followed me immediately. I entered the hotel, talked to whoever I was talking to, walked out. At the point of walking out, I was speaking to Joroge and I was telling him, hapa sio mbere. When I stepped out of this hotel, one of my abductors to be was there. And he talked to me, akaniambia na hapa ni mbere. We had a small exchange of words, like for 3 seconds. I noticed unajua jamaa he puffed himself. Nikajua hapa au jamaa ako na maneno. Now, because me, I never wanted to confront anyone, I just walked out. Outside the gate of that hotel, I found the OCS for Olkarau, Madam Wairimo, and some officers there, about 6 or so officers, and a Land Cruiser there, standing outside the gate. And the OCS stopped me. And she asked, Njohi, mbona unapiga kelele? I told her, mimi sijapiga kelele, ni huyu jamaa ako hapa, amesema hapa sio mbele. Na mimi nikamwambia ni kweli hapa sio mbele, maneno itatendeka vile tunataka sababu hapa ni nyumbani. I noticed these officers wenye wako na huyu OCS wameanza kupanuka kidogo like they want to surround me. Now at this point it's me, Njoroge and a friend of mine called Ben. So mimi nikachomoka nikajipea shughuli. Unknown to me, as this is going on, Moses Kuria is walking out of this hotel. Now I have seen the CCTV footage, all of it. Moses Kuria is walking out of this hotel together with my to-be abductors, one of the hooded guys, and everyone else. I've seen their faces. They came to the OCS and confronted her. Actually, they're asking her, why, how comes I have escaped that dragnet? Then they exchanged words for some time. A civilian who was standing by and who heard everything that was being said there actually told them, sasa mnauliza Njohi nini na hananga ubaya na mtu. The guy was clubbed senselessly by the cops. So Moses Kuria amesimama hapo supervising, and the OCS ameweka tu mkono kwa mfuko and her cops. Maskari wake wako hapo. They never did a thing to rescue this guy. Another one was beaten. This is TV footage, I have seen it. All of it, it's there. So when I entered a neighboring club there, these guys never pursued me into that club. However, Moses Kuria called me at 12:46 in the AM. He called me at 12:46 in the AM and asked me, Joe, kwani uko wapi? Kamwambia mimi waziri niko hapa chini tu mahali hapa, hapo mahali yuko niko hapa chini. And he told me, asikuja tupige story hapa. I told her, Moses, I cannot come to you. Wewe kuja mahali niko. Akakata simu. Sisi tukacharaza vitu zangu na ule jamaa and went home. Hii majamaa wa Subaru, they had 2 Subarus. The camera inaonyesha vizuri, they left the scene at around 11:30. So the next day, they trailed me the entire day. And in fact, I think kitu inaitwa dhamiri ya mtu. I told Cross at some point, na my conscience, na hii gari yangu nimeacha pale, sitaikujia hiyo gari italala hapo. There is this guy and this guy, na wanatuongelesha na zile story wanatupea, they don't make sense. Wanaweza kutuambia, hey, naona ground mko sawa, lakini huko pande ya Gorika, huko muangalie. Mimi nikiangalia hao majamaa hivi, I told Cross, these guys are not friendly people. Those guys were standing near my car the whole day. I have reviewed CCTV footages of 3 establishments around the 818 hotel, the car wash, and another club there, and 818. On the day of my abduction, the to-be abductors had trailed us to a place called Ruria. They followed us to a place called Tumaini. However, we were not so much alarmed because we were in a convoy of many vehicles. They had tried all means of where to catch me, but unfortunately, I was always on the move and with people. Unfortunately, that evening, tukaingia Kachochoro. We were just doing small mobilization, tukaingia Kachochoro. And that is where they waylaid us, wakafunga barabara. They fired many rounds of ammunition in the air to disperse people. It was chaotic. It was chaotic. However, I want to tell them this way. Moses Kuria and Betty Maina, holding naked photos of myself is not leverage. It is cowardice. You cannot shame a shameless person. I have been naked before in front of very many women. So, publishing photos of me naked is not something that can worry me. You need to understand, some of us come from very far to get where we are. I understand the risks of politics and the rewards. And these are things that I am ready for. Whatever you are holding is not leverage, my friends. It's cowardice. Publish them today. Publish them. That is not something that you can blackmail me with. Secondly, I'm very happy that I have known who my true enemies are. Those who have known me long enough will tell you one thing. Me, I don't carry grudges, wrath, vengeance, or hatred. I believe these are very heavy burdens to carry in one's heart. Mimi huwanga mtu roho safi sana. However, on this case, it's very exceptional. I know my enemies by name, and I'll carry I'm ready to carry this wrath to the last sunset of me on this earth. I know you by name, Moses Kuria and Betty Maina. And I'm very grateful for this new state-sponsored hairstyle. You can see it, the way it looks. I'm not going to shave it. I will wear it proudly, like a golden diadem. I will go to every village in Kinangop, Nyadaro and beyond, and I'll tell the people, it is Moses Kuria and Betty Maina who did this to me in attempt to silence me and shame me. It will not work for you guys the way you want it. I will proudly carry this new hairstyle. The only thing that you've managed to do is to evict me from the commonwealth of the unshaven. However, I'll stay rough like this, like a rough diamond. I have looked at photos of past liberators, the guys who fought for Mau Mau, General Baimungi, General Mwaliama, even Kemathi himself. They were not handsome-looking guys. They were very tough-looking guys. They didn't come with dimples and soft skins. They were battle-hardened. Same case here. I will maintain this look. I will go to all funerals and tell the people, ni Betty na Moses Kuria nifanyia hivi na serikali, wakitaka niseme 2 term. And you can see the way they have shaved me. They were not there. You would imagine a donkey was grazing on my head. Jua punda anakula hapa, anauma pale kwingine. It is an illustration of how this administration, failed administration, does their thing. They are not known to complete any project. They could not even give me a decent shave. Lakini itakaa hivyo. The only people, by the way, who may have robbed something so much by shaving me are my children, because they loved that hair.
Perhaps you can tell us what actions are you...
My children loved that hair. Yes. They played with it a lot. They plaited it. Hata wakati nilifika nyumbani on Sunday, they asked, baba umenyoa? Nikamwambia, na nani amekunyoa vibaya hivyo? I looked them in the eye, I told them, ni Ruto ameninyoa. This is his administration. He's the one who has donated power, veto power, to reckless humans. Donating power to Moses Kuria and Betty Maina is like handing a gun to a baboon. This is some people who think an animal that can shoot recklessly and anyhow. But anyway, I'm fine with it. As for the police and the criminal justice system, I have very little faith in it and whether they'll actually do anything. Those who have followed me long enough, you know very well I'm not very religious. There are many ways of seeking justice, and the unconventional ones are actually the best. I'll carry the burden in my heart. I will seek alternative justice resolution mechanisms, dispute resolution mechanisms, and I pray to God that He gives me a long life and keeps those characters alive for long. Tutakuwa tu na wao hapa. Thank you. I don't think I have anything else to add apart from saying I'm grateful to my friends and colleagues in the struggle. I'm grateful to Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, our party leader. He came through very well. Him and his team took care of the taxi that drove me from the bushes to my Matthew and sorted out the medical bill. I'm grateful to our comrades in the struggle, Senator Methu, Wanjiko Mohea, Senator Murango. They made a lot of noise and escalated this thing and made sure the whole country knows I've been abducted. I also want to thank Dr. Fred Matiang'i, who called me yesterday and gave me words of encouragement. Luckily, I had met him last week. We had breakfast with him last week with my hair. And now he was wondering, this new look, how do I live with it? I told him I'm okay. The things I do does not require me to look handsome. Yes, I'm not going to any office to serve anyone. Mimi ni mtu wa kiwanja. And this look, this is the right costume for what I do. I will use it rightly. Thank you.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dab Radio ndio mpango mzima.